Right. I definitely will go in order. That way I don't get lost. I know what I presented, I know what I mentioned. So the first thing will be the relative splitter position. I think that if we go to the SAF 21 project, let's run it for just a second. And while that is running, remember that the first version we didn't have a we didn't have list view, detail view mode together. So Dennis created a sample for us where we actually had a dashboard view that has a detail view on one side, a list view on one side, and then we have dependent views that depending of the selection on this, we instantiate the detail view on this other side. Then we have support for the master detail mode, list view, detail view, but the splitter was fixed. So if you want to change the size of the splitter, you have to actually do it in controller. Then we had the possibility to move it, but it was not saving that on the model. Right now, everything is working. So let's give it one more second while that is loading. And you'll see that you will be able to rearrange the spirit position in list view master detail view, and it will actually persist. Give it a second. I also think that my computer and Zoom are not getting along, probably. So hopefully I don't have to run too many. And then I go and show the code, show how it looks, and go from there. And in the same regard, we're gonna show the best fit and the clear sorting. If you guys remember, if we go to the model and even change one of the size of the columns, the grid was not taking the whole space. It was just taking a couple one, and then you have to like basically move it to make sure that it was not responsive. So basically every time that happened, I just reset the views, remove the columns that I want, and then actually try to make the view responsive, because when you went to mobile or you went to tablet, if you had moved those columns, that position, it was saving the value and it was not a good solution. Right now we have best fit that it was not working before. And all right, because I think that it did cover it. So the first was the customer split. Okay, let's do this one. All right, so we have right here for list view, detail view, we can see, but the good thing is like if we make it however we want, we close, you see it will save it. If we open it, still there, we change it to the other side, close it, open it again, and that is being persisted. So that will be the first one. Really nice one. It's a simple one, but I think that is useful. The second one will be the best fit. So if we are here in the customer and you change anything on this in the model, and then that was not taking the whole space. You have a lot of list view that only take one space. That was being a bit annoying. Now we have best fit. That is still based on like what you do, but it does take the whole space. If we go back to our customer list view, and then we move things around. Before it was getting crazy. Right now we have the best fit that I'm not gonna run it again to show you, but it's better. It's respecting what you did in the model, but it's also trying to handle it the best way possible. If we keep going, we also have the clear sorting, and Hoche will show the PDF export. But let's talk about the virtual scrolling mode. Before we have the pagination on all the list view, but if you see now, we have the scroll, and by default, those list view will have virtual scrolling enabled. I think that this is a more modern approach, is what we're used to, like when we are paginating, you are actually just selecting 20 records and then go to the second page, go to the third page. In this case, every time that you are scrolling, you are looking for data on demand if you have the server mode and so on. So right now you have here. And I used to do that a lot. I used to have a controller that moved back to the virtual scrolling. So that's a good improvement there. Let's go to the next one. Banded layout. So I do like the banded layout for WinForms. We used to do it in WinForms. I remember when I did the point of sale for a Windows tablet, we did some bundle layout to present information. So right here, and in this case, I'm going to have to stop it. There is no other solution. So right here, you go to your bands layout, and then you enable it. Then you create a band, and then you put some properties inside the bands. So right here, we have birthday, address, description for the first band, second one, name, and active. If we run that now, you will see the change on the list view. So that will be the bundle layout approach. That I think that will be really useful when you are doing complex views. So that's definitely one that it was on my wish list. Hoche will present the date for the time property. So I want to present the component for the Blazor control view item. This is a really nice one that you only have to create a Blazor component and point it to the view item that you will add to your little view, and that's it. It will get the component. I always sometimes that's basically when you need a razor component that is not really tied to the business object. If not, I will do my own property editor or my own view item and just add it. Tooltip, the attribute for tooltip, now you are able to see it. Shortcuts, let's give it a little more, and then we go and see all of these one. These one are really fast. In the meantime, I want to see if I can try to run the chart list editor. So I'm going to change the port. Let me put it here in another screen. So we save some time. All right. Let's give it a second. So one thing by default that you are seeing here is that you can now put in your navigation items, show navigation start false. That way, as soon as the application shows, the control is not presented. So you can show the navigation if you want on start, or you can hide it. That's up to you, and this is as simple as toggling this node on the model. So with the application open, we can see the bundle layout. Yes, you can see here that we have test. We have the first band that will be test with these three properties, the second band that will be test band 2 with the other two properties. Really nice and really useful for a lot of scenarios. The other one, on this case, and let me see if I didn't miss one, bundle layout, is the razor component support and the tooltip attribute. So for that one, let's stop this one and let's run the other project where you can see. Right. So basically, we're going to have a razor component, regular razor component that you can do any markup or any regular Blazor development. Then you will go to your model, and then you will add a control detail item. After you add that, you are able to tell them where to look for your razor component. All right, it will be on this folder, Blazor server editors, and this will be my razor component. And come to your layout and add it. So we have done a lot of integration of razor component and property editors and view items, but this is really simple. It's just create your razor component, add it to your detail view, and you're good to go. Let's log in. So 25.1, I think, is making our life really easier for a lot of the tasks that we had to do more development and more code in the past. Tooltip, razor component, and shortcuts. That will be the next one. Right. So if you see here, in my model, I add that control detail layout right here. And I pointed to my razor component. And that's it. You have my button here that you can click and you can interact. You have the view, you have the application, you can basically do any functionality with that razor component. In this case, it's a button, but this could be a really complex UI, the markup that you want. It could be a chart, as Google show now with another navigation. So if you think about that, we have done our own list editor with charts, with Gantt, with other scheduler from Syfusion, with Kanban. So, but now it comes out of the box. Right here you have your paycheck class. This is the regular list view. That we just were looking at the Blazor control view item that also have the tooltip attribute. So if we go to the class, we have our tooltip attribute with our gross pay is the pay that you get before taxes, and then you will have it here. We have done is in our channel another tooltip implementation that in the tooltip you can put a link to some documentation. In the tooltip you can put a more like your own control, basically your own flyout, your own. But this is really simple and really fast that you can actually start giving your users some information about your fields. So we have the control view item, we have the tooltip, and now we have the chart view. For the chart view, basically, and we can actually even change here values. To make our chart view change is basically telling, it's as simple as creating our razor component with the DX chart, and with the, we can give them what are the fields that we're going to be using on the chart, and then on the model, same thing again, making it easy for us. We're going to tell it, hey, select the chart list editor, and we're going to tell it what is our component, what is our razor component. With that one, nothing else we have to do. We will have a chart in our application that displays the visualization that we need. So real simple, real fast. I think that is making our life a lot easier. Now, shortcuts. In our new version, now we are able to, if I'm in this view and I click Ctrl-Shift-A, we have the new action. So the data entry is improving, and Blazor is getting closer to like a desktop kind of environment. We have tabs, we have shortcuts. So kudos to the DevExpress team. Let's continue. All right, for this one is basically we are improving the filtering for non-persistent field. So if you have a non-persistent field that is not mapped, or they will actually remove it from the filtering. But if you have persistent alias, calculated attributed, and so on, it will still be there. And it will be smart enough to know, okay, if we have an alias that we can process on the server, we do it there. If not, we're going to detect the criteria and we're going to process it on the client side. So this is a really nice one. So we need to test it a bit more, but it looks really promising.